Visit to Antarctica confirms discovery of flash-frozen alien civilization. Written by Dr. Michael Sella on January 25, 2017. Posted in Archaeology, Secret Space Programs. In early January 2017, Secret Space Program whistleblower Corey Goode says he was taken to Antarctica to witness the first scientific excavations of ruins from an ancient flash-frozen civilization buried under 2 miles of ice. While the discovery of the ruins date back to the first Nazi German expedition in 1939 according to Goode, it is only since 2002 that excavations by archaeologists and other scientists have been allowed. The archaeologists have allegedly prepared documentary films and academic papers whose release will astound the scientific community. In a December 11, 2016 update, Goode describes how he had been earlier made aware of the Antarctica excavations from multiple sources, and then had the excavations also revealed to him by a senior officer within a USAF-led secret space program he dubbed Sigmund. Sigmund led a covert mission involving multiple abductions and debriefings of Goode, who was being tested for the fidelity of his information. After being satisfied about the accuracy of Goode's information and sources, Sigmund unexpectedly shared some of his knowledge about the Antarctica excavations. It involved a civilization led by 10-12-foot-tall pre-Adamites with elongated skulls. 3 oval-shaped motherships about 30 miles in diameter were discovered nearby, revealing that the pre-Adamites were extraterrestrial in origin, and had arrived on Earth about 55,000 years ago. One of the 3 ships has been excavated and found to have many smaller spacecraft inside. The pre-Adamite civilization, at least that portion of it based in Antarctica, had been flash-frozen in a cataclysmic event that had occurred roughly 12,000 years ago. Goode has also been told by his contacts that the most advanced technologies, and the remains of pre-Adamites themselves have been removed from one archaeological site that will be made public. Teams of archaeologists have been working with what is left, and told to keep secret what else they had seen. Artistic depiction of ruins found under Antarctica. Permission, Sphere Being Alliance. In addition, select ancient artifacts from other locations will be brought in from vast warehouses and seeded into the archaeological site for public release. In their impending announcement about the Antarctica excavations, emphasis will be on the terrestrial elements of the flash-frozen civilization in order not to shock the general population too much. According to Goode, the announcement is likely to be timed as a distraction from upcoming war crimes trails against global elites as leaks emerge about international pedophile rings and child trafficking. Up until recently, everything Goode knew about the Antarctica excavations had been shared to him by insider sources or Sigmund. That changed in early January 2017, when Goode was himself taken to Antarctica to witness the ruins and the excavations underway. In a short personal briefing on January 24 and subsequent dinner discussion which included David Wilcock, Goode related some of the details about his most recent Antarctica trip. He has previously reported on an earlier visit to Antarctica where he got to see 5 of the working underground bases belonging to the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, a corporate-run secret space program based in Antarctica. Artistic depiction of ICC Antarctica base witnessed by Corey Goode. Permission, Sphere Being Alliance. Goode says that shortly after New Year, 2017, he was taken to Antarctica by an Anshar spacecraft. The Anshar are one of the 7 inner-Earth civilizations that Goode has met with. He has in earlier reports described being taken to the main underground city belonging to the Anshar, where he witnessed their advanced technologies. Goode has described his multiple encounters with Gary, a high priestess of the Anshar, who has acted as his guide and friend in many trips into the Earth's interior, Antarctica and into deep space. Another key figure in Goode's revelations is Gonzalez, who is a U.S. Navy lieutenant commander that was Goode's initial contact with a secret space program alliance comprising the Navy's Solar Warden program along with defectors from other secret space programs. After being exposed due to Good's involuntary abductions and interrogations by Sigmund, Gonzalez has become a liaison between the Mayan secret space program and the SSP Alliance, which no longer requires his presence on Earth. In his early January 2017 visit, Good says he was joined by Gary, Gonzalez, and 2 other inner-Earth civilization representatives, one of whom belonged to an Asian-looking race that Good has described in his initial meeting with representatives from the 7 inner-Earth civilizations. Good and the others were taken by the Antar spacecraft to an unexcavated portion of the ruins. This was an area that the nearby scientific teams have not yet reached, so it was still pristine, and showed the full extent of a civilization that had been flash frozen. Good described seeing bodies twisted and contorted in various flash frozen states. The catastrophe had clearly been unanticipated. Bodies found after excavation of ancient Pompeii. He said that the pre-Adamites were very thin. He stated it was evident from examining their bodies that they had evolved on a planet with a much lower gravitational environment. In addition to the pre-Adamites, Good also saw many different types of normal-sized humans, some of whom had short tails, while others had elongated skulls similar to the pre-Adamites. The conclusion Good drew was that the pre-Adamites were conducting biological experiments on the indigenous humans of the planet. Artistic depiction of pre-Adamite along with a normal-sized human with cone-shaped head. Permission, sphere being alliance. Gonzalez had an instrument for taking biological samples that he plunged into the various frozen bodies. The biological material would be given for study by Secret Space Program Alliance scientists. In addition, there were scrolls of a metallic alloy that were rolled up with some kind of writing in them. The Antar and other inner-Earth representatives were collecting as many of these scrolls as possible. In earlier reports, Good has described the Antar library as being quite extensive and having many ancient artifacts from multiple civilizations. The Antar was adding the historical records of this flash-frozen civilization to their library. In addition, Good said that his party was not witnessed by the scientists and archaeologists working on the excavations in another part of the Antarctica ruins. The Antar ship had traveled through the ice to get to the ruins. Good recalled how the ship could easily move through walls using their advanced technologies. The significance of Good's January trip to Antarctica is that it was confirmation for what he had been earlier briefed about from various sources and the USAF officer, Sigmund. The Antarctica excavations was quite real and Good was now the first primary witness to it. It is expected that more details about Good's trip to Antarctica and the pre-Adamites will be released by David Wilcock in his upcoming article, Endgame 3. Good's visit and confirmation of the Antarctica discovery is highly significant. It is disturbing confirmation of Charles Hapgood's theory that pole shifts have been a regular occurrence in Earth's history. The flash-frozen pre-Adamite civilization was not the only case of this type of catastrophe that had impacted an ancient civilization. The visit of many dignitaries to Antarctica in 2016, including then Secretary of State John Kerry, Buzz Aldrin, Patriarch Kirill, and many others in previous years, is circumstantial evidence that a major discovery has been made in Antarctica. Thanks to Corey Good, we now have first-hand witness testimony of the full extent of the Antarctica discovery, and the scientific excavations underway since 2002 that are expected to announce some elements of the discovery very soon. Help the Truth Can Change Your Life channel to raise the vibration and share and subscribe this article with your family.